Maintaining your pool is very important, and that includes maintaining your pump and multi-port. Now there's a bunch of seals and gaskets here that need to be replaced every now and then, and one of those is your wagon wheel gasket, otherwise known as a spider gasket. These gaskets are subject to a lot of movement when changing the port's position. This movement damages the gasket, causing water to leak past the seal and out the waste pipe. It can also cause water to build up by the handle. This pool is losing about 5 liters of water a day because of a leaking gasket. You can even see where the water is dripping from the waste pipe. I'm going to show you just how easy it is to replace this gasket and save that water. What we will need is a new gasket, and it comes with an adhesive to install it. Then a screwdriver or spanner to open the multi-port, and in my case it's two 10mm spanners. A small flat screwdriver, a towel, and a marker pen. So the first thing we need to do before we open the multi-port is turn off the power so the pump doesn't start up halfway through the job, and then mark the position so we can put it back correctly. Now I'll change the setting to closed and you'll see why just now. Then start removing all the bolts. There's no order when removing them, just make sure you keep them all together. Now we can carefully pull the multi-port out, inspect it and give it a clean. Now if there's any damage to the inside here, you may need to replace this unit, but this one still looks good. Next we can remove the old gasket, and you can see here where it's damaged. That was definitely the culprit of the leak. Use a small flat screwdriver to remove any old adhesive and then make sure the seating is nice and dry. Once it's clean, we can put some adhesive in the seating, and the most important places are the fingers through the middle. Those are the pieces that usually come loose. Now if we look at the gasket, there's a ridged side and there's a flat side. Now you want to install it with the ridged side facing up. So carefully lay the gasket in place and press it in, wiping off any adhesive that may push out. Leave that to stand for a little and then we can put the multi-port back in. Now remember, we put it into the closed position. That's because when we install it, we want the pressure on the entire gasket. We don't want it bypassed anywhere. Also make sure the mark is lined up and loosely put the bolts back in. Now when we tighten them down, we want to do it in a star order to make sure the gasket seats straight. So tighten opposite ends and work your way around. Job's done and our leak is fixed. Now just remember to leave it in the closed position for about 24 hours for that glue to set, and then you can turn the pump back on as usual. Now a tip for reducing damage to that gasket in the future is when you're turning the handle, make sure you push it all the way down and then only turn it in a clockwise direction. That'll reduce the damage to the gasket. Now remember, everything I used here is available at Builders, in store or online at builders.co.za. And for more how-tos like this, visit the blog on the website. Get to Builders, get it done.